Hi Adam. So this is just a crappy little video to show you what I do. I use 26 gauge A1 Camphel. Fold it over on itself after getting an appropriate length. This is too short to actually be usable. I twist it just enough to make one loop and then fold it down on itself. And grab that with my pliers. And then, handy dandy tweezers. Loop it in, get it centered as best as I can, and then twist. One thing when you do twisted is you don't want to have any inconsistencies, any kind of jagged bumps where you lost tension on the wire, because that one little imperfection will cause a hot spot and ruin the whole damn thing. You might get good vapor with a hot spot sometimes, but you won't get any flavor, or it'll get a nice shitty burnt metal taste. Alright, that's about good. You can see that the whole thing is perfectly even. Just clip off the ends that I'm not going to use. Probably a better way to do this, but this is what I found works for me. This is what I made earlier today. Same thing. And as far as in the e-cig, I use an AGA T2, but as far as I've seen, all Genesis atomizers are about the same. I've had a lot of trouble with hot spots, which is why I started doing it like this. You can see that stainless steel mesh right there. Then up at the top, I've put Eco-Wool just around the top, not inside. The Eco-Wool, all I'm using it for is an insulator to keep the coil from touching the SS mesh, because I cannot for the life of me figure out how to get one oxidized so that I don't get hot spots. So, I don't know if you're familiar with SS mesh, or Eco-Wool, but it looks a lot like, it is silica, but it's actually hollow. So you can actually stuff a wick down in there. And I'm not sure if you're having trouble with shorting out or anything. That was always my biggest issue with it. One tip I learned with this stuff: torch it. Torch the Eco-Wool till it's red or white hot, and then cut it before it cools down. If you don't and you just cut it, you get fraying like that, and it makes it a pain in the ass to try and get a wick in there. But if you torch it, then you get something like that. It'll still fray on you, but it's a lot easier to work with. I just built this one today. I didn't actually meter it out yet, so let's see what I'm working with. I don't actually have a good multimeter, so I used my nice $70 piece of crap Lambo as my meter. Because it actually detects sub-ohm. So this one's sitting at 0.8. I believe that's 4 wraps. You can see it's frayed out quite a bit now that it's installed. But 4 wraps, you got plenty of vapor here. .8 obviously won't be quite as hot as 0.5, but with a mechanical mod I found that about 1.5 down to 1.3 is really about the highest I would ever go with it. Especially if you go any higher than that, it really doesn't want to fire at all. Honestly, if you're not getting desirable results out of a mech mod, it might be time to try a variable voltage device. Don't go with the Lambo, it's a piece of crap and it's expensive. Anyways, good luck, man. Be vaping.